Hello everyone, my name is Dorothy Chia and you're watching my YouTube channel Dorothy Chia Piano, where I talk about all things piano teaching and piano learning. So today we're going to talk about screen time for preschoolers. I've taught piano since the 90s, and there is a big difference between the thinking skill and the motor skill of kids in the 90s versus kids now in 2022. And it got me thinking, why are children these days so resistant to thinking and to doing? And definitely the psychomotor skills have dropped drastically. Now, if you've noticed as you walk around Singapore and whichever part of the world you are, I think increasingly parents use the smartphone as a pacifier. So they could be eating or having a conversation with friends, and then the toddler in the pram is being entertained on a smartphone. I also see a lot of parents get excited about these kind of apps where, for example, this one. Okay. So the score looks like that, and it's moving. And although there's a virtual piano here, you can also play on an acoustic piano. And you notice the screen is always moving, and it's almost like you're watching a cartoon. So I think the parents and the students get very excited with this sort of game, computer game-like kind of interaction, whether it's on the iPad or on the handphone. Okay, but I have warned parents again and again, and I'd like to say it one more time, that if you have a preschooler, so children below the ages of 5, so here we are talking about kids as young as 2 years old, 3 years old. Once you get them started on this kind of apps on the iPad, and what you're doing is actually stifling the thinking skill of the toddler. Right? And parents tend to disbelieve that, and I think if you do some research on the internet, there are lots of information out there about screen time affecting the plasticity of the growing brains of young children. Okay, so basically in a young age, you are building their interaction with the world. You're helping them to build social skills. You're helping them to build good motor skills, good verbal skills, cognitive skills, and then all that develop into good thinking skills. Which is why in my theory books, Theory Explorer for young children, you'll find that a lot of the activities here promote these skills that I'm talking about. So it comes with stickers, so which means fine motor skills like peeling off the stickers. So I encourage parents, teachers, do not peel off the stickers for the students. Let them do it, no matter how slow and how long it takes, because that is an important building block in their skill development. We also have writing skills, so lots of writing. We also have coloring skills, okay, so every few pages they will be asked to color. So for example, this. So coloring skills build fine motor skills, and holding a pencil and just keeping the coloring within the boundaries of the picture. All that are very, very important developmental milestones for children below the age of 5. Okay, and using good old flashcards such as this help to develop brain to hand and helps the students to develop good keyboard geography. This works very differently from a student that uses an app like the one that I showed you just now. Okay, this one. Okay, so you notice that the screen is always moving. There's lots of animation on screen, and although it looks on the surface like they are learning the same thing, they are not. Okay, the problem comes in when the students are of school-going age. So by that time, the student has to focus, okay, and they will be reading music scores, okay, and you'll find that the music no longer moves. It's on a page. So unless our education system has also moved over to having all the work done on screen, yeah, rather than on paper, what happens is that in the first 5 years, when the kid has been exposed a lot to screen time, then it lulls the brain into like a comatose state, right? They are not thinking, they are just being entertained. So it's very passive, and the brain is actually scientifically on the same wavelength as someone on a coma. Okay, it's like watching TV. Your brain is just passive, and you're just being entertained by screen animation. Okay, so when the student, the modern day student that I get, and they look at a passage such as this, what you will see, and I ask piano teachers out there and other teachers out there, do you have the same experience as me? What the kid will do is they will stare at this piece of paper and not know what is there. It is like the notes just glaze over their eyes, yeah? So their eyes are looking at the score, but they are not focusing. They cannot take in the information on the printed page. And it's almost like you have to push their brains to scan the page, yeah? Because the notes are no longer moving. They are no longer being entertained. They are no longer passive. They need to think. And it creates a generation of students that hate doing theory, that hate looking at printed music, all right? They would rather just memorize the sound and then play with their brains not activated. So they will just let their hands move, and maybe the ears are listening, but they would be lulled into not wanting to think, and the eyes cannot track the score in front of them. Do you have the same problem as me, piano teachers out there? And parents with young children, are you aware that you could be contributing to this problem in the next generation inadvertently? I hope that with awareness, this can be rectified. And unless we reach a point where everything is done on screen, so schoolwork is done on screen, work is done on screen, and these kids grow up to be engineers, teachers, researchers, and everything is done on screen, then yes. But if we are still in a generation where books are physical books, where tests and exams are done on paper, then it's very important that the brain be trained to work both digitally as well as in the analog space. So tell me what you think, and till the next week, bye-bye.